Off to Las Cruces.
Well, we left Rob and we had a good time. Seen some people, met some people. Matter of fact, we're going to tie up with a couple that we met out in Imperial Dam and down by Yuma. And they are very nice people. And then we're going to take and go from Imperial Dam after we go to the dentist and eye doctor, and of course we got to pick up some dates, big crate of dates. We might even go out to the hot springs while we're there, and from there we're gonna go. They got a church out there on Sundays. It's really neat out there at Imperial Dam. We met so many people out there, and oh, here's a real pretty spot coming into right now with this rocks channel between the mountains. But yeah, we met a lot of people out there, and then we're gonna take and go from there to Quartzsite, and we're gonna be putting out a video on Quartzsite on some of the places and some of the things we've done, and talk about Quartzsite a little bit. You know, people sometimes give it a bad rap, but we've had real good success with that. Come on, cows, get out of the way. These crazy animals. Cows, donkeys. But we're going to be arriving here. We're going to pull in. Well, we made it to our next stop. Baylor Pass. It's right outside of Las Cruces on the east side. And there's Solly and Big Dog. And there's our view. There is our view. But boy, let me tell you what. Woo-hoo, we got some goat heads out here. They're sticking right through my shoes. Big goat head area. Right out here in the parking area. See if I can get a picture of my shoe. Look at that. There's a bunch of them in there. But yeah, so we're gonna sit here for a while. And beautiful sunset. And we're gonna sit here and check this area out, maybe do a little hiking, find out what we can get into in town or wherever, and eventually make it over to Romp It Up. It's not too far from here anyhow, Las Cruces, I don't believe. So we'll probably pull in there, I'm guessing somewhere between the 1st and the 3rd, just guessing. And we had a really wild thing when we got here. First time I ran into a real jerk in the years we've been camping. We pulled into this place, and we pulled in right over here and stopped. And right over here, about where we got our camper parked, there was a black Jeep. Black Jeep sitting there. Okay? Newer Jeep. Nah, not real new. So, talked to this guy over here in this camper, right here. And he said, yeah. He says, that guy sits there every day. He's been here for a week. He says he sits there every day for a couple, 3 hours. What he does, he don't know. And then he takes off. But every day he comes back. So I kind of walked over there and I got up to his window, and the closer I got, the scarier it looked. And I asked the guy, I says, hey, I says, how you doing today? He just stared at me. He wouldn't roll the window down. And I was talking to him a little more, and finally he cracks the window down. And I says, hey, how you doing today? You know, great day, whatever. I says, would you mind, you know, maybe if you could, I says, back up 10 feet or pull the other direction 10 feet, you know, to let us in here, you know. And I got the big letter F word. He said, there's public place. He says, you can park wherever you want. I'm not moving. And it was just very, very blunt, very rude. So we went over here between them two campers and parked and just hung out for a while. We pulled our slide out so he didn't think that something was, you know, that we were waiting on him, of course. And sure enough, about an hour later, he pulls out. So we got moved in here. So we got plenty of room, you know, for people to get around. And we got ourselves pushed off to the side, but it looks level. But the front jacks are kind of up in the air. So hopefully that'll be okay. I'm sure it will. And woohoo, we're gonna have some jalapeno tortilla hamburgers tonight with hot sauce, and I'm gonna make a red sauce, and I'm gonna put some jalapenos in there and some cheese, and have myself a nice little snack. And Deb's gonna have a hot dog and probably a small one of them. But we'll catch you guys later. Thank you.